you doing? Gravel roads. You gonna wash mine next?
What happened there?
What?
How could that happen?
You been in a fender bender?
Paint's cracked?
I'm sure somebody knows something about it. And it definitely wasn't me.
Was it you?
No, I don't think so.
Well, how could that even happen?
I'm gonna have to get out and investigate.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things, he says. What's the problem here? Oh, she is scuffed and crinkled. Does the paint come off? Look at it, it's chipping off.
Don't pick that. I'll blast you. Hey.
What happened to your cab?
I know what happened.
What happened there?
Too many hours of harvest. Too much of in a hurry.
And the door just didn't quite open fast enough. The garage door. Rammed it, wrecked the garage door. Tell you what, haste makes waste. It's true. Hey everybody, you asked for a machinery tour, here it comes. We got Doug over there, he's working on his pickup right now, but we're about to show you some or all of Larson Farms equipment. This is actor number 1 right here. How's it going? How you doing? How you doing? As I said, I really don't know how to do this in order to make it make sense, but I'm just gonna kind of go in the order of how we start in the spring and try to do it that way. So basically you get there to the field, first job that needs to be done is fertilizer. We put fertilizer on in the fall and in the spring. We put the P&K on in the fall because the nitrogen is known to leach out or disappear over the winter or springtime. So we do the P&K in the fall, the N in the spring. So first job in the spring, bring the Terragator out, spread fertilizer. This is a 2008 8203 Terragator with the Air Max 1000 boom system and box on it. Really like it, seems to work out really good for us. We've owned this one 6-8 years. We had one before it, a lot older model. This is a Cadillac compared to what I grew up running when I was a kid. Huge asset to the farm. We know what we get to put out there. We know if we mess up, we can come back with either more fertilizer. Normally we spread too light, so then we can come back with the sprayer and apply more nitrogen that way. We know what we're putting in our fields. We don't have to trust that the co-op is doing it or possibly not doing it correctly. More concerningly, we can go to the field, get this thing going, and know our fields are ready to go. We don't have to come to the field. Oh, where's the co-op? It's not spread. What's going on? That is why we own our own sprayers, our own floaters. Yeah, that's kind of the specialty equipment that our farm owns that other farms maybe don't. Nikki's gonna kill me because I've spent 2 minutes now on one item. I'm gonna have to learn to shorten it up because I've spent 2 minutes and 10 seconds on one item.
Yeah, you are gonna.
Oh, there you are. Hi, friend. We're now bowling. Where did that come from?
Oh, the pigs used to like that. Throw an old bowling ball in the pig pen and they roll it around. And
They used to make it flat spotted. You wouldn't even know it was a bowling ball.
maybe that's what we should do with the old finisher. Turn it into a bowling alley.
All the city people would really like the way that smells.
The aisle is about that wide, you could never have a gutter. Bounce her back and forth.
This is our trailer for hauling dry fertilizer to the floater. And then there's dribbles also that we park on the headlands. Offload this one into that one. And then finish unloading this into the floater. Because this is 24 tons, that's 16. Floater holds 8. Then this truck goes back to town and it's a continuous flow while this guy's getting another load. The floater guy is then unloading out of there, and it just flows awesome like. But we got to do a lot of work to this thing. Needs a lot of frame rebuilding.
I don't know if it's so bad. You judge for yourself.
This is okay, right?
Oh yeah, that looks fine.
That's less worrisome
That looks fine.
than right here. This kind of worries me.
Yeah, that looks totally fine.
Dandelion tea?
Tea, like a hot tea, dandelion tea. You could
I'll
you
pass.
could be rich off of that.
I thought there was dandelion wine.
I think there is. I don't
There
know.
is. Count me out.
Tell them about this thing.
That's a tractor.
Yeah, quad track 2013s. All three of ours are 2013s. They all three have 36-inch tracks because of
It keeps the mud out of the frame
the
of the
mud
axle.
don't build up nearly as bad on the inside of the axles. We got two 600 quad tracks, both 2013s. This one has 2,200 hours on it. We bought it. This was our second spring with it. This is our 450, about 4,200 hours on it or something like that.
I couldn't take them little dink ones that they come with, so we put some bigger ones on.
So the 450 used to pull this digger, which is the 45-foot digger. We no longer pull that with the 450 due to extra horsepower, and the 450 is on the 84-foot Land Roller, Summers Land Roller. So the 450 basically will pull the Salford, 30-foot Salford, to dry the land out, wet spots and stuff like that, and the Land Roller. That digger's too small for that tractor.
Well, yeah, it's too small. It wasn't bought for that tractor.
No, it was bought for this one.
I think you covered that.
Like
I
3
got a
times.
dock I gotta finish, so you're gonna have to speed this up.
Goodness, this really is a good dandelion crop this year.
What is that saying? And off goes his head. There's a song like that, I think.
So this is the 64.5-foot digger, right?
Yes.
Anything more about it?
This,
Not really. It's green.
yeah. This is what we pull behind the number 1 600 quad track that's on the tile plow right now.
I do have that for sale. It's a 24-foot drag for the top of a grain handler, grain dryer.
It has no bottom in it because it's a level conveyor.
For sale.
There's a problem inside that grain bin, ain't there? Don't want to talk about that yet?
No.
It's not rotten grain, it's just...
Well, we'll continue on with this other
That's
deal.
for another video, maybe.
There's some very discouraging.
Events that happen.
Worse is that I double and triple checked it. Too much automation is not always a good thing.
So this is the number 1 600 quad track. This is the one that's all wired up with the tile plow stuff. That's our Wayne's Pro Tile for installing field tile, right?
I believe Crary bought them out though. It's no longer a Wayne's.
Oh, Prairie.
Wayne's was back in the good days when I was able to keep up with all this stuff, but now it's Crary. Along with the Crary aerial, they're the ones that build the aerial for the bean heads. Gotta have. Trying to remember everything that I used to remember about it. 712 says 7. I thought it was
27 years. This is a 2013 model. This is when we bought it, and it sat in the shed for what, 6 years and never used it, because we didn't have no time to ever use it. Now we're using it a lot, which is
I
good.
believe it goes 7.5 feet deep. It can go. Say that 5.5.
About all you're gonna pull out it.
But
Like
7.5 was for the trash. The longer, got more trash debris flow, something like that. You'd have to call them guys. They'd have the correct terminology.
If you're ever gonna use one of these and pull with another tractor, make sure to hook to the plow, because you bust the hitch off.
We've had that happen
We have.
2 times.
Here is our D5 LGP. What year is it? 95? 98? It's a 98. 6-way blade. It's pretty small for what we need it to be. I wish it was a D6. But it's better than nothing, right?
It's nice nice and light, you can haul it around easy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a slick little deal.
Grandpa bought that.
He always wanted to drive
Always wanted
Dozer.
to drive Dozer. So he bought it, drove it one time, right?
One time he drove it and he said, I guess Dozer driving ain't for me.
I like driving it though, that's my baby.
Great Grandpa's flare box that's been repurposed into a tile plow transportation trailer,
That was a perfectly good flare box.
aside from the rust.
644H John Deere Payloader. Just rebuilt the engine in it. It's been repainted before we bought it. It's painted up like the series newer than what this one is, correct?
That is correct. An H and a E. It's painted like an E.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
I
H,
promise I have not been drinking.
I. Is it an I?
I don't know. J. Was it J?
Yeah, 644J. I don't know. Something like that. The series newer than this. It's painted just like this. Why they chose to paint it like this, I don't know. We bought it this way.
It's gonna be trouble. It's already flaking off. You okay? You got
Yeah.
the corona? She's got it. Check her fever.
In its previous life, be a logger payloader. That's why it's got these big super swampers on it. What are you doing?
Checking.
So we actually bought a lot of this heavy equipment. We bought this payloader when we built that shop right there. We bought it because we knew how much gravel, because we got like 12 feet of fill in the one corner. Plus this all used to be trees and grove right here. We had to remove all those. We got a grapple bucket for it. Carries trees like 75 feet long. It's ridiculous how much it lifts.
It is impressive, but it's awfully heavy. Gets stuck easily.
Yeah, it does.
I really don't like doing this.
I love how you still look at me and not the camera. All right, Douglas, what are you cleaning your boot on right now?
This is the little 6420. I looked long and hard for this thing. I hope that ain't chicken or cat doo-doo. But yeah, I looked all over back when we bought this. It was used, 250 hours on it. Has the what's transmission? The
High speed something.
yeah, we can get her up to 24 miles an hour. Quad,
pretty nice.
4-quad. It's got some goofy transmission.
Merlin really likes this one, Grandpa.
I thought it'd be the cat's meow, but it's not so good for blowing snow.
Oh, and it's used now for...
There's a bug on the lens. Ew, now I killed it on the lens.
The rock picker.
Yep, so this is rock picker number 1. This is what Grandpa does all spring long, is picks rocks basically. Summer 700.
Summer 700. It replaced my old Summers 600.
Yeah, I think so. You wore that one out.
Summers. Land rollers Summers. Rock pickers Summers. Really wish I could try out one of them Summers disc chisels. Coulters up front. A lot of aggressive coverage. Last year, that's what we should add. Too much bean stubble come out of the back end of the combine all wet. I'm supposed to look at the camera. Yeah, I had to double pass the bean ground.
Yeah, the poor diggers did twice as many acres as we farmed because they pretty much had to 2-pass almost everything.
So we're gonna have to do something different for tillage this fall in the soybean ground because I gotta get coulters up front. Vertical tillage or chisel plow with coulters up front would be.
What's this old Betty back here? This looks like something Great Grandpa had.
Oh, I bought that in high school.
Just insulted him.
That's
You
what
just
we could
insulted him.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Oh no.
No, that's the big 2010.
Used to spray with it. And what else?
Tried cultivating with a 6-row cultivator and it just didn't have enough ponies.
Does it even start?
Oh yeah. Oh, we should start it.
Do it.
Should we?
Go for it.
Okay.
Stand back. It's a grumpy bug.
Oh, look at the cats have been up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gas. Oh, the memories. I used to spray with a 47 foot sprayer.
Yeah.
Century sprayer. Take the shirt off and come to the headlands and you'd feel all that wet mist drift over your back.
That's healthy.
Yeah, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
That killed the corona for sure off of you.
I think he's immune. He's like
I'm
Superman.
immune to all
No,
that.
Spider-Man. Got bit by that spider, you know? What's with me talking about superheroes? I've never
And
even
princesses.
watched any.
Are you not gonna talk about this trailer?
Oh, the hog trailer, yeah. Bought that out of Watertown, South Dakota. What was the name of that place? Shoe Cards. Shoe Cards trailer, GMC and trailer or something.
We don't raise hogs anymore, obviously. But we keep it because we haul our little bobcat around in it. And Merlin is in love with this thing. There you go.
There, what? There.
Here's something that you guys are going to see being used very shortly, right, Duggo?
I'm sorry.
Oh, bad people are really going to be wondering now.
We got another antiquer. What's this one, Douglas?
That would be Grandpa's 70 John Deere.
So this is great grandpa?
Yep.
My great-grandpa.
For Chet, that is.
Yes.
Yeah, come on up here and look at this fine unit. She needs to be moved. She's sinking in.
Oh my.
Oh, japers. Power steering diesel 70. I wouldn't even know how to start this thing.
Oh, there's a bunch of levers on there. Pull this, push that. And, oh, there's a Kelderman corn reel. That's for sale.
That is for sale.
That was a good one, though.
It did the job. This looks like a fine piece of machinery here.
It's for shaving.
All right, Doug, what's this one?
This is bought brand new by my dad in 1979. That has done it all. That was the main horsepower and is what I used in '88 to start farming.
Wow.
Put 800 hours on that thing in 1 year, and Dad was not too happy.
It looks pretty good in shape anyway.
Yeah, it's 15,000 something hours on it.
Wow.
Never touched the engine.
What's that?
That'd be the big 4640 auxiliary front fuel tank, rock box. We've kind of specialized that unit right now the way it sits. We've got skinny little tires on. We used to spray with it with a 3-point hitch, 90-foot river bend sprayer boom. And it was pretty much the first self-propelled sprayer other than buying the actual self-propelled. It worked great, but now we got the pull types. Chat, your turn.
What's this big red?
This is Big Red. I call Big Red the Death Star because it scares me when I have to operate this machine. It is a Smashable International. It is a 1965, I believe, with a 1972 cab on it. We really don't use it anymore. We have a Westfield auger on the back for hauling seed to the planter. Never used it this spring. Last spring we never used it either. So. You okay?
Struggle bus.
Struggle bus. Yeah, so anyways, that's this truck. This was our first grain truck we ever had. We went from a fifth wheel grain trailer, which was well before my time also, but fifth wheel grain trailer straight to this in, I suppose. What year did you get Big Red?
Early 90s.
Early 90s. So they used a grain trailer and gravity boxes until early 90s when this thing from 1965 showed up in our life. They
And
really
then
thought
everything changed.
they really thought they had something big then, which it was. Then old KW showed up, which used to be a semi. They had it built and stretched the frame, put this box on it, third axe on it, and now this is what we haul soy green around in the spring. We put tanks in there, and in the fall we take tanks out for fall time, and that is kind of our fourth grain truck when we need it. Old blue 74 Ford, you've seen that before.
We have, but maybe a few haven't, so let's just quickly run over it.
First pickup this farm ever owned, 1974. Had grain boxes on the side, haul grain to town. God, I'm glad I didn't grow up then.
We better go make sure Doug is okay.
Yeah, so 2-wheel drive, 4-speed, the big 6, whatever that means. What's the big 6 engine?
That's big 300.
Big 300.
6-cylinder.
What are you doing over here?
Well, if I'd have had $1 for every time I've taken this tarp off to show people that our calling us up wanting to buy this thing. Had that thing on and off, I don't know how many times this spring.
Starting to get annoyed by that. I think people are just coming here to talk.
And we don't
Spider
do
webs.
that.
Spider webs.
Yeah, so this is our 30-foot 9350 wheat
Grain drill.
Grain drill. Wheat drill is what we used it for, drilling wheat. And we are no longer raising wheat anymore and hope I never do again. So we're trying to get rid of it, but
That's the good one.
here's the 2004 8520.
And this does what jobs?
I gotta raise that up. Plants corn.
Plants corn in the fall. It might pull a 5-shank ripper if it's dry enough. That is our high-speed 60-foot 24-row 30 planter decked out with all precision equipment, right?
Correct.
Yeah. High speed. That was awesome this year, right? You do it again?
I think my stomach has settled down finally. Bouncing around.
I think we better put some footage in this video of him flying around in the cab.
Solaire. Every farmer should be getting one of them just off the start of their first day of farming. That would improve everybody's life greatly.
Yeah.
The hours I've had with a little air compressor, you know, these little guys, sitting, pretending to blow air at stuff, gotta have. First thing you should buy, and I'm not kidding. Is that a rat?
What?
Hey, don't forget to check out AgChem Solutions for all chemical products. Good prices, really nice guy. I really enjoy talking to him too. So go check out AgChem Solutions. Their link's in the bio. And let them know Larson Farms sent you.
Okay, let's leave that rat and move on. Up next!
This is what we call Air Force One. Why do we call it Air Force One? Because it's the first combine from the 70 series that we've owned. Not that we own it, it's a lease, right? Do you call it owned when you're leasing it?
Depends on who you talk to. Some people do, but
Bleeding.
quit crying like a girl.
So bad. Yeah,
That
so
cab on there actually comes off of the fighter jet.
Oh.
That's the same cab that you see these guys in their little goggles and
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
That's how he envisions himself as he's driving it.
Right. Which button was that? Ejection?
Actually, last fall we only used this in corn harvest, did not use it in bean harvest. That was a long story of how that all happened. But we're gonna run a 612C chopping corn head on this one. Also on this 9870 here. And we have a 45-foot draper ordered for this thing. Should be here in August.
Does that have an aerial?
No.
Oh, I think we covered that already. Why does that light look different?
Because we replaced it with an LED. Because you spend a lot of money on a combine and they don't come with LEDs.
You should have seen what I had on the 55 combine when I started farming.
Okay.
2 little candles.
2009 9870 Camoplast tracks on it. Actually, the 790 is supposed to have tracks too, but they were supposed to be installed, but all the bogie wheels are leaking before they even got put on. So they're, what, redesigning something?
I haven't really heard.
They're sitting there waiting to be put on, or waiting to be fixed before we can even put them on the combine. Hopefully we can take these off, put wheels on if it's going to be dry this fall because they're so hard on the combine. But what's going on the 790 actually is a factory option track system.
What's this big mama llama?
This is our tracked 1522. It's supposed to hold 1,500 bushels of grain. You'll never get that much on it, but we will get 1,300 bushel on there. J&M grain cart.
J&M, yeah, they're good guys.
Yeah.
What's this black beauty?
This was a 95 Peterbilt 379. His nickname around here is Big Black. His wheelbase is retarded long. All of our trucks are just stupid long wheelbase. I think this one's 298 wheelbase. Too long for a farm truck, but it looks sweet and it rides nice, so that's what we got.
Why do you have sleeper cabs on them?
sleeper cabs because they're cheap and ride nicer. I don't know, they weigh more. I would like day cabs, but any future truck most likely will be a day cab truck. But these were cheap-ish. Here is our stainless steel 6,500 gallon water tanker trailer that we have totally retrofitted to be a water tender trailer for tanks. So this one holds atrazine, this one's water conditioning product agents. Custom made this back rack on the back to hold our Roundup tank. In that one we put bean chemical. All of this stuff back here is gravity flow through these pipes here into Roundup. It can go into this inductor through this valve. You can also, this is Roundup also to hold more because you use a lot of that product. So you can also gravity flow it into this tank so that when that tank is almost empty, we normally try to suck this down so we have some leeway so when we're back at home, long story short, we can empty it, get another tote on there, Otherwise, that fomeciphin is what we are using. This year we might use something different, but gravity flow into this tank. We can induct all 3 of our inductor tanks here into the pump, which is mounted up there. By opening this valve, sucks this tank empty, and then the valves on the bottom of those 2 tanks inducts it into the sprayer line, which basically is this hose here. This is what we connect to our sprayer, which we can then shut this valve here when we're done filling, blast out our hose into the sprayer. So that's a really crude, fast way of showing you how we've got this thing set up. I hope you could follow along and I hope it answered your questions, but without spending an extreme amount of detail into this trailer, that's what you got. What are you doing?
The wind is right, my boy.
The wind is right, my boy, is what he says. This is gonna be such a dust storm.
It's a controlled dust.
People are going to think that our shed is on fire. There's so much dust coming out right now. Look what you did to the cement!
There used to be cement. What do you have to say?
Well, Amy's good at puzzles, so she can come over and fit that back together.
It's better now.